Good morning and welcome to Opinions Plus. I have a little new setup here and, I'm working on the lighting and all that stuff, trying to make it halfway decent. But it's going to take some time, unfortunately. Um, but my topic today is, does truth matter? Um, I listened to a clip um, this morning, and Mr. Christie was saying to one of the reporters or people questioning him that he's in this campaign because truth matters. Truth matters. My question is, does it? I think it does. Nobody is, free and clear. People do lie. Some lie minorly, if you want to say it, so-called white lies, which just get them away from the fact that they lie, or major lies, lies that hurt others, that cause problems. There are times when you hedge the truth for whatever reason. Sometimes you do it because you don't want to hurt people. Sometimes you do it because you do want to hurt people. Sometimes people do it because they just want to do it. I remember meeting a gentleman years back, he was in a factory environment, and he was talking about things, and I knew that they were just lies. And I happened to work shortly after with him, and asked him during our conversation, I said, that wasn't true what you said about such and such. And he said, yeah, I know. Very candid, approach. I said, well, why did you say it? He says, because I lie all the time. Now, why he's telling me this, of course, if he's a lie all the time guy, how do you know when he's telling the truth? But it seemed like it fit the context, and, that's what he did. He ultimately said, I do it to elevate myself, to make myself look better. He had a negative viewpoint of himself and therefore had to garnish the realities. And people do that. They do that, sometimes consciously, sometimes unconsciously. There's no ironclad truth. People say, well, I tell the truth all the time, or I love the truth, Really, the truth can hurt. You know that in life, in just regular social environments. But Mr. Christie, who is there saying, truth matters, served a man for 4 years who lied consistently. Christie lied. He was governor of New Jersey. I remember that because I'm from Jersey, and I knew that he was, he lied. There were many situations that he just lied. Truth matters when it matters because you're getting something. Is that the only time it matters? I spoke to character on many a clip, and foundationally, truth and trust are tied together, the two T's. They are inherent. There's latitudes. Of course there's latitudes. People need latitudes. Nobody can run the straight and narrow 100% of the time, all the time, and it's just not reasonable or practical in many cases. People lie in their resumes. When I was, hiring people one time, boy, once you start drilling down into the resumes and you find out that, people really hedge or modify their resumes consistently. Look at that Santos character. And, he's an extreme example of a liar. There's nothing you can believe from the man, but there's elements of truth, that these, promoters of a man like Santos who keep him tied to their, congressional caucus, is because they need the man. He's just nothing if he didn't have the leverage of my vote in a tight caucus or tight Congress. But he has no character. He lied about his mother in 9/11. They'd lie. And yet he can go out in a straight face and look right in the camera and say, no, I am not lying. People believe this stuff because people want to believe in people. They want to know when they, years back, not that long ago, I don't think, when a person shook hands and said, I'll do it, they meant it. I'm not so sure now. I'm not so sure now. There is character involved. There is righteousness involved. There are fundamental values involved. And these are being dismantled, to say the least, in the society we have today. It's up to us to strive to improve that condition. There are people that are righteous people, there's no doubt. But there's a growing group of people that consciously or unconsciously, through osmosis, through just social environments, are changing their perspective on truth, on honor. And again, these all tie in. They're virtues. Are we a virtuous group? Do we uphold the ideas of character and integrity and those values? Is Mr. Christie telling the truth? Does truth matter? Did he just learn that after Trump gave him COVID and he almost died? I don't know. I am not. I mean, there's no way to know what's in the heart of a man or a person. There just isn't. But you have to have this in a society in order for the society to function. But in this political environment, we are learning something. It's not just speaking to the politics. It's speaking to the fundamental issues that are here in our lives. These social concerns that raise themselves into a more serious concern. Before they can be put over here a little bit, because it's not so much of a value. Now, people's lives are on the line. Now these Republicans are talking, they want to get, they're hitting the Social Security thing, they want to do all this stuff to hit the poor, and, it's always their bag, I guess. And they want to close the government again. Why? Because they do that. They've done it before, they will do it again. Trump did it, why? I don't know. There's no reason to do that, to use that leverage and pressure and power just because you can do it. People get hurt. When in 2008, I think it was, when the Cruz character helped lead the charge to close shut down the government. I lost a lot of money in these 401ks because of that nonsense. Did they apologize to me? No, they didn't. Did they care? No, they don't. They don't look at that. There's just not that element. And I've said it many times. People in leadership who send other people in harm's way, do they shed a tear for those who have passed or been injured, or their families who have suffered the losses? Do these leaders lose any sleep? No. No, I don't think so. They should. But then again, they wouldn't sleep at all if they cared that much, would they? Especially in a war situation or whatever, which I've experienced in my life. They, these people, that's what they do. They're trained to do it. They do it. It doesn't matter. The society goes on. As the societal ship of state, it goes on. We are part of that society. We need to integrate ourselves and our values into that society. Truth does matter. I agree with Mr. Christie. I don't know if he really believes it himself. Certainly the man he worked for did not and still does not care about truth. But that's, but people don't care that he cares, apparently. I would think you would want to. Even if you don't tell the truth, at least be aware that the societal group is looking at you and monitoring you and wants you to show that you are a truthful person of character and honor and your word means something. Saying now that they're just going to weaponize and take and like this DeSantis guy saying, yeah, I'm going to kill these guys when they cross the border. Just kill them straight out. Are you going to pull the trigger, you bum? Do you know what it's like to kill? Does anybody of these people know? Some did. Some did go to war. Some did kill. Do they know? Do they care? They just say things because they want to? I don't know. I don't know that many people. But I do know the people that I've served with, and I do know what I've done and what I know. And it matters. Truth matters. We have to integrate it in ourselves and in our society and hold these people accountable. And when they say truth matters, you have to ask them, does it really? Does it really matter to you? Does it really matter to the man you served for so many years? That you prep for debates, which debates are filled with lies. Like, God, I don't even know why they call it a debate. It has nothing to do with debating. It has to do with spin. Anyway, these are my little takes. When I heard that today, I just had to have a little clip on truth. Truth and trust. Foundational characters in our society. Live up to them. Instill them in yourself and in your families and in those around you if you can. It isn't perfect. You're not perfect. I am certainly not perfect. I make mistakes all the time. But I know what has value. And so do you. If you like what you hear on this channel, please subscribe and, send a like or click the like and send a link to your friend or neighbor if it has any value. If you believe it has any value, please do. Take care. I'm going to try to get a little background on this thing so the gray hair doesn't blend into the wall so much, and maybe I'll have a little better look. It's going to be hard to do, but I'll try to do it. Take care. Have a great day.